Hey, what's up, y'all? Will here at Schedulefly. I read something today and I wanted to pass this along. It's something that really resonates with us here at Schedulefly. It's something that Wes and I talk about often and we have for a long time. And we were having this conversation this morning. And then I read this blog post and I wanted to share this. So the post is called Obvious Things That Easily Escape Attention. And it's written by Morgan Housel. Morgan writes for Collaborative Fund. If you go to collaborativefund.com and click on their blog, and again, that's collaborativefund.com and click on their blog. Most of the posts are written by Morgan. There's some recent ones written by other folks, but the majority are his. They're all good, but Morgan is a great writer that understands behavioral psychology and particularly in investing. So Collaborative Fund is an investment fund. He works for them, but he wrote a book called The Psychology of Money that I highly recommend. But he really understands just human behavior and heuristics and trends and things that humans tend to do collectively and have for however long we've been here. But so he's really into the behavioral psychology aspect of that. And so in this article, Obvious Things That Easily Escape Attention, here's a quote I wanted to read. Obvious things escape attention because attention is drawn to what it wants to see or what it thinks makes the biggest difference, which often isn't the obvious things because obvious things are viewed as too simple to make a difference. I'm going to read it one more time. Obvious things escape attention because attention is drawn to what it wants to see or what it thinks makes the biggest difference, which often isn't the obvious things because obvious things are viewed as too simple to make a difference. Obvious things, too simple to make a difference. So the reason I put that on there is Wes and I were just talking this morning about just how incredibly valuable and meaningful it is for a business, particularly in today's time, just to have really good customer service. For 15 years in this business, we've really focused on, creating a simple software and taking great care of our customers and building relationships with as many customers as we can, answering their phone calls, answering their emails promptly, being easy to talk to, being, normal human beings without scripts and, being able to make decisions on the fly, do whatever we needed to help our customers. So we want to be really, really focused on that, in particular about treating our customers really well, the same way we would treat friends and family if they needed something. That is an obvious thing, right? I mean, that's so obvious to do that, but it becomes so lost in business these days because it seems too simple, right? It's too simple of a thing. And I wrote a post years ago about Schedulefly being a great business, but that it was probably too boring of a business for most people, meaning that it's the same thing every day. We get a few phone calls, we get a few emails, we don't add to the product. We say no 100 times to new features for every one time we say yes. And we just take great care of our customers. If you were to call our 800 number, right now I have the phone off the hook. It will ring straight to voicemail and I'll get a text, but this is the desk phone right here that it would ring to. We'll put it back on. It's going to come right here to this phone and I'll answer it. If I don't answer it because I'm on another call or because I've stepped away, then I'm going to get a text right here and I will call you right back. And as long as we're doing this, that's going to be the case. Days when I'm traveling, Hank or one of the other guys will do the phones. But that's super important to us. Now, if we were in growth mode and constantly adding features and bells and whistles and partnerships and integrations and all that stuff, I guarantee that phone would be ringing so much. There's no possible way I could keep up with it. More than likely, it ain't going to ring while I'm doing this video. And it's only going to ring maybe 5 times today because we've kept the software simple. And therefore, when somebody needs something, which is the point here, it's extremely, extremely easy for us to be responsive. It's extremely easy for us to reply to an email quickly. That actually happens to be my wife calling my cell phone I'll call her back. So that's it. But this, what we were talking about earlier, Wes and I, before I read this, is just simply that great customer service is, if you can nail that, and it just seems so basic and so simple, but look people in the eye when you talk to them, listen to people, quickly respond to people, return their phone calls, pay attention to people's nonverbal cues. Just do what you say you're going to do. Really basic stuff. It goes so far these days. And I'd say in some ways that's unfortunate, but it gives you get such a big advantage by just doing customer service really well. And it's not software, it's any business, it's restaurants, it's any business that you interact with right now. And this, if you're watching this, when you see good customer service, it blows you away, and you want to just keep doing business with that company or that business, because it's so rare, unfortunately. Now, the question is, how do you find people to deliver that kind of service? I mean, we're here, there's 5 of us. We've been doing this same group of 5, one after another, Tyler and Wes getting this thing started. I joined in, then Charles and Hank, and 15 years later, it's the same group. And as long as we're doing this, it's the same group. So we got it down pat for our group. Now, were we to hire somebody else, I'd be terrified that they wouldn't treat people the same way we do. It would be such a big deal. So I don't know how you do it when you have a ton of people. I don't know how to do that, and I wouldn't pretend to. It's extremely hard, but this was a great reminder that just nailing those basics every single day is good enough to be very successful. Obvious things are viewed as too simple to make a difference, but the obvious thing is take great care of your customers. I mean, great care of your customers, and they will keep coming back again and again and again and again and again. Thank you all for watching, or if you're on the podcast, for listening, and more of this coming soon. We appreciate you, and have a good one. See you.